Just because a set is downsized doesn't mean it can't be amazing. And I am so excited to finally have gotten this set on a discount. And with everything out of the way, finally I got the Star Destroyer built with all 14 bags, not 12. Now, I know one of the biggest complaints about the Star Destroyer is the fact that it is smaller than what has come in years past. I don't have the other ones to compare, so I'll just have to go based off the merits of this set itself. But of course, we always need to start out with my favorite part of any Lego set, the minifigures. The minifigures that we have in the set are all fairly standard when it comes to Lego Star Wars. Of course, we do have one very special minifigure that I don't think is ever going to come again. We'll start off with the Stormtrooper, who is just the basic Stormtrooper that you get with every single Lego Star Wars set these days. There's only one included. I really wish we could have gotten two because Stormtroopers feel like they kind of need to go in pairs. Not too bad. Of course, you can take off the helmet, and under there is a lady Stormtrooper, and that's pretty much it. The next figure that we have is an Imperial Navy Trooper. The helmet I love, the mold is very nice and looks exactly like the movie. And of course the torso looks great too. I wish that we could have gotten leg printing. I don't know why, because one of these figures gets leg printing that I feel like doesn't need it. And this one should have. But we do get chest printing and back printing, of course. And there are two different heads. One that's angry and another that's just kind of stoically staring. The next figure is the Imperial Gunner. This one has come in a few various sets. They're pretty good figures, and this one has leg printing, which is what I was saying. I think it just has leg printing because that older figure has one as well, so they just use the exact same fig that they already had. I really like the helmet mold. We have the Imperial insignia on top and even two tiny little printed dots, one blue and one red, on the side of the helmet, which is pretty cool considering Lego has a hard time printing on other helmets. Not trying to name any names or anything like that. The next figure we have looks like an Imperial officer, but it's just called Imperial crew member, and this one has leg printing, which is great. And honestly, awesome printing on the front and on the back. The front torso is very detailed for what I consider to be a fairly minor figure, and compared to even the named figs in this set, it's kind of impressive. The next figure we have is actually a named character exclusive to the set, which only appears for like 4 seconds in A New Hope. So it's a hilarious figure to have included in the set at all, but it's a cool, unique reference to such a small scene in a commander that we never see again. So we like that, and you get a really awesome torso. I think that's the best part about this figure is we do get the commander level ranking whatever on the side of his chest, which helps out a lot if you want to make a mock or something and have a Commander Imperial figure. Of course, we get another Darth Vader in this set, which is wonderful. Just basic Darth Vader, really, the same one we've been getting for years. We've got arm printing, leg printing, chest printing on the front and on the back. The cape is different than the one that came in the Tantive hallway, which is a little strange. This cape is closer to the original ones where it's a little more stiff. I personally prefer the newer ones probably, where the cloth is a little more flexible and feels like less likely to break. Let's talk about the figure that we actually bought the set for. Cal Kestis, poncho sold separately. I'll be honest, I am slightly disappointed that we didn't get the poncho, but this figure is incredible and such an awesome inclusion in a Star Destroyer. We didn't get BD1, at least not in this set. We do have printing on the legs and torso that look really good, and the head can swap around for two different heads. One of them just smiles and the other one is a little more grumpy looking. Now, with all the figures out of the way, let's talk about what is, I think, my favorite set that I have ever built in Playscale. Starting off at the very front nose, you can tell that there definitely is a gap between the right and left panels going all the way up to the very top of the bridge. Unavoidable for Lego, unfortunately, but I don't think it's too bad. They minimize it as well as they can. Up on the face of the Star Destroyer, plenty of studs left over, but I don't think it makes it look bad, and they added enough tiles to give us some smooth feels too. We just keep going up towards the top, cannons on the sides, on both sides, and they can be moved back and forth with this little mechanism in the back. The mechanism is really easy and just a great play feature for kids too, but also awesome for display. We do have two spring-loaded shooters on here, one right there and one right here, one on the right and one on the left. As far as spring-loaded shooters go, usually I feel like they get in the way, but I am so glad that there are no stud shooters on this thing. One awesome thing is that when you shoot it out, you can barely tell that there was ever a spring-loaded shooter in there in the first place. So Lego did an awesome job making sure to hide that. Another thing that they also hid is inside. Lifting up the two panels, you can pull up a little handle. To be quite honest, I don't really care for handles in Lego sets other than ones like this where they're completely hidden out of sight and you only need to use them if you want to. Unlike some sets where the handle's in the way and looks awful. We can also take off this hunky section here to reveal a very beautiful looking interior. The interior is simple, but I'm so glad that they included one in the first place. Looking at the interior, we'll start over on the right side of the Star Destroyer, where we have a medical bay, it seems like. I don't know exactly, but there's a little back-to tank thing inside of one of the cupboards, a control panel that's printed, gotta love that, a little mouse droid build, which is fun. We don't see mouse droids a lot in tiny builds like this, and a syringe. Kind of weird for a syringe to be in a Star Wars set, but I guess if you need to inject some death sticks, why not? That's pretty much your whole medical bay, but when you move back, you also get this really cool hollow table. I believe is meant to depict like a dual ship battle. We've got the red being the rebels and then blue showing the Star Destroyer in this like triangular diamond piece. It looks really cool. Missed opportunity to not include Palpatine in the blue little tiny micro figure. Moving back, we also get some sticker detail with some really beautiful stickers, although stickers, on the back with these blue panelings just showing some statistics and the diagnostics of this Star Destroyer. Moving over to the left side, or the other side of the Star Destroyer, one of the only printed things in here with some Star Wars language on it and the Imperial logo. Why they included this printed box but didn't bother to include any other printed stuff is kind of beyond me, but it's cool. Over here, you also get a desk with a swivel chair, a hook, which I assume is maybe for a weapon or something, and you can have a figure sit there. On the front, we get kind of like a bridge, but not really, but kind of. If you put Darth Vader up here on this catwalk, then you can kind of make it look like you're at the bridge of the Star Destroyer. There's seats on the two sides for any kind of minifigure that you want. It's a great play feature, not something that most people are going to be using that are buying the set to display, but it's nice that you get it there. And there's stickers of the same panel on either side, and then some more stickers for just various computers and little things that you would find in the Death Star. I know we've had issues with Lego Star Wars recently, downsizing some sets and making things just feel really small. But this is one set where if you build it in person, it doesn't feel that way. I actually had a really fun time building it and making it look the way that it does. There's also really cool features like this hatch in the back that opens up to let out some garbage. And they include 2 extra shooter things that you can just keep in there. I really like Lego and I've loved a lot of what they've been making. And with Star Wars line specifically, this is one of the greatest sets you can buy right now, no doubt. Definitely buy it on sale, as it's gone on sale on Amazon a few times, as well as at the Lego store themselves. Please hit that subscribe and follow button down below, like this video, and head over to the Wooden Brick to grab some merch, awesome collectibles, and everything else. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Until the next review, peace out.